Alrighty, so I just finished up welding my wire speed coupon. That's the one that I adjusted the wire speed manually. We started at the top with 10, we ended at 100. I've already talked about my reflection and how I wanted to find a specific zone that I would like to weld in. I also just finished a coupon, or this is a coupon that I would have done before I did that adjustment coupon. And this is just a coupon that I tried to be as consistent as possible. There were two that I was kind of messing around with. These early ones, I did a little weave pattern in that one, but these rest ones, I tried to be as consistent as possible. And the reason for that is now we're gonna talk about some joints. So when we approach combining two materials, you can already see that these that were flat are no longer flat. They rock. There's been a lot of torsion built into this thing, and it makes it just more complex for us to make really good joints. So this won't be the perfect joint for us, but it will be a good one to demonstrate how we can combine two materials utilizing our welders and our filler rods. These magnets are a really nice tool and feature. They have a 90-degree angle. They also have a cutoff tip in hopes of making sure that you can weld across it if you need to, or at least have a weld underneath it. It is really important, because these are magnetic, that we clean these off so that you don't have any junk built up here, because that will significantly alter the angle that you're actually creating with this. So I'm gonna put my beads on the outside. I'm gonna secure my material to two of these, with hopes being that I'm going to be able to adjust the height and complete a little tack. So I'm just modifying elevation right and left to make sure that my coupons fit appropriately. If I were to just start welding from right to left across this seam, I would have a real issue in that it would bend the metal, it would open up my angle. It also could lift up one of my sides. So one thing that we do is we talk about tacking material, and that means that I'm putting a little bead in the corner of my weld that I'll eventually weld over or weld around, in hopes that it will secure my materials together, and then I'll be able to remove stuff or weld across it without having it flick or adjust. So I'm gonna start on the right-hand side. I've got these things secured as best I can, remembering that there's some torsion to this, and knowing that I'm just inside of my weld. So I'm gonna tack it up right here, close my hood, cover. So looking at that, let's see if we can see it. I kind of did a 1, 2, maybe a 3, and then I stopped. I was working up and down, making sure that I was trying to penetrate both materials. I'll try and show you a different angle on this next one. So you can at least see my motions. Remember that we would have our ventilation system on, but so that you can hear me, I've got it off right now. On this next bead, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get in a proper position. Notice that I have to turn my gun a little bit to make sure that I can access that point right there. If I come straight over the top, it's gonna be really hard for me to get at an angle where I can actually access the vertical weld here. So I'm gonna rotate a little bit sideways, and I'm just gonna go up and down just a tiny bit to make sure that I get penetration on both of those. So cover. I didn't count, but that was probably a 2 count right there. And if you see, we have now secured our material together. You can see that it did melt both of those side materials and combine them. It did not penetrate all the way through to the backside. That's okay. And then remember that this thing has been bent already. So these things weren't flush when it started because there's a bend in this bottom one. So you can actually see that filler material from the backside right here. And it did melt at least halfway down that and a good 2/3 into that top material. So now I want to clean this thing up. And I'm gonna do an entire weld across this thing. This is gonna be one of the longer welds that we do. Definitely longer than all the coupon welds. So the key here is consistency, practice, practice, practice to make sure that you are good to go. I hope you guys can see that. I'll back it up a little bit more. Try and get it in a good spot. So keys here, consistent speed, consistent motion. If I need to adjust my angle a little bit to make sure that I can do everything that I need to make this thing proper, that's fine. This will get way hotter than you're used to with our coupons going horizontally. So just be mindful, keep it moving, and breathe. Keep breathing. So I've covered. I'm gonna practice coming across. I actually might go like this because it's easier for me to pull towards me, like that. Don't love my light, to be honest. I wish I had a little bit more light right there, but we'll make do. Okay, so cover. Alrighty, hopefully you can see something from that. But if you look, we've got one consistent weld that cuts across both of those. And that's something that is going to be rock solid. If we look from the other side, I didn't penetrate all the way through the material, but we definitely made some contact and depth through there. So I want to make sure that my name is on this. This would showcase a good coupon of pretty consistent materials. It would show my coupon that went from 10 all the way up to 100 on my speed. And it would also showcase a butt joint right here. A T-joint that I have welded right there. We'll show you another one that we'll add on top here in just a second. But that would be a really good first little coupon.